Assalamu alaikum. May the peace and blessings of God be unto you. So, as a Muslim American woman who immigrated to the US when I was just 11 months with my parents, I have some thoughts from my personal life and even my professional life as a holistic health coach that I'd like to share in light of, what we're going through, after this election. So the first one is Tawwakul, and Tawwakul is a concept in Islam of relying on our maker, on the creator of the heavens and the earth. And I feel a lot of abundance today being a Muslim and being connected to so many great Muslims because, I've shared my message on Facebook about Tawwakul, but I read so many different things today from leaders and friends and community members and all these different people who are not happy and have so much reason to be scared, but their faith, their Tawwakul is seriously awesome, meaning that, when you have this level of Tawwakul, regardless of the circumstance, you're grounded, and I feel that abundance in my heart, and I'm so grateful to anyone who shared that message, and I hope to be an example of that message, because while there are so many ways to be scared right now, I know for a fact that the creator of the heavens and the earth, that he willed for this, that there is some wisdom behind this, that in my limited understanding and your limited understanding, we may not be able to comprehend. And don't mistake that for blind faith. It isn't blind faith. It is when you have already given that shahada to the one, to la ilaha illallah, who's given you so many proofs and so many signs, and it's a trustworthy hand that you trust. And, I think the biggest example that I can think of in regards to this is, just a few days ago, when, Donald Trump thought that there was that assassination, they thought that might happen, and he was rushed off stage and whatnot. I mean, you could see the fear in in him, and you could see the fear, and the urgency and the anxiety to get him off there. And why is that? That's because he's a human being, he is not, immortal. He is not the creator of the heavens and the earth. A'udhu billah, astaghfirullah. Like, he may have a certain level of power now as an elected official, but God has the ultimate power. So I'd really like to drive home that Tawwakul, that concept. I firmly believe that we will be taken care of. There are so many reasons to be afraid, but there are so many reasons to have hope as well. Another concept that I really want to shed some light on, that I feel that, I speak to myself first, is that we need to be more empathetic with each other. This country in general has an empathy problem. I think that empathy is a bigger problem than racism, to be honest. And I know that there is a lot going on in that category as well. And I'm not trying to downplay or minimize that, but we have a huge empathy problem. And the reason that I say that is because it's important for us to realize, whether we are Muslim or people of color or, any sort of marginalized community, that not everyone who voted for Donald Trump did so because they want Muslims banned, or because they hate African Americans, or because this, or because of that. Most people do things for their self-interest. Are there racists? Are there bigots? Are there just horrid people who severely lack empathy and basic care for humanity, such as Donald himself? Oh, for sure. But there are people who seriously don't dislike those people, but they seriously lack empathy, or they're so concerned with, they have their own reasons. For some, it might be because they're diehard Republicans. I mean, for instance, I have family members who are not Muslim, some of which who support Trump, some of which who don't. And I know for a fact that those family members that do support Trump, that they care about me, for sure. I know that these are people that have given me space to pray, my husband and I space to pray, that have made sure that, you know, when we were with them, that there was food suitable, because we only eat zabiha, halal, you know, so I know that for sure. But, you know, the thing to realize is not everyone who voted for Donald Trump is necessarily racist or whatnot. Is there a lack of empathy there? And, you know, certain things for sure, but for some, it might be, like I said before, because they're diehard Republicans, or they really, you know, want their, you know, gun regulations and laws to be certain ways, or they really, really, really dislike Hillary, or whatever the case may be. And, you know, anyone who's read my stuff online, you know that I have a strong dislike for both Hillary and Trump. But I think it's important for us to be empathetic. I think it's important for us to care for one another and to learn how to be in the shoes of another person. That is really important, you know. And the last thing I'd like to touch upon is the importance of action. What are you going to do now? You know, when you're scared, when you're worried, staying in that worry, staying in that anxiety is not going to do anything. You need to take action. And as a holistic health and lifestyle coach, my big message with the work that I do is owning your life. And that is not something that comes randomly. That's not something that comes by default. You have to design your life that way. You need to own your life. And an elected representative is not going to save you and can only harm you as much as God has willed for it. And there's always a wisdom behind it. So there is so much work that needs to be done in our own communities, in our own home, in our relationship with even just ourselves. And so, you know, that's what I wanted to share today. Tawwakul, reliance, empathy, and action. I sincerely pray for the best, inshallah. I trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and for what He has planned. And, you know, I think that it's really important as well that we take things as they come, inshallah, God willing. So thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May the peace and blessings of God be unto you.